Hello everyone. One evening in 1973, inside a bank in the suburbs of North Carolina, staff were finishing up their work just before closing time. At this moment, a man wearing a Halloween mask entered the bank quickly with his back slightly bent. The manager who went to greet him was stunned by the costume. Before he could react, the man pulled out a handgun and placed it against his head. He said, "Fill the bag with money," then threw a backpack to the staff behind the counter. The staff had no choice but to follow his instructions. In just a short while, the bag was filled with money. After receiving the full bag, the man started running out of the bank. The entire process took less than 2 minutes. After he left, the bank staff immediately called the police. Upon receiving the alert, the police rushed to the scene. By then, the robber had already disappeared. Based on the description provided by the staff, the police began their investigation. However, the investigation did not go smoothly. They had no leads or witnesses, and were unsure of the man's escape route. Time passed day by day, but this case remained unsolved. Since that first robbery, over the following decades, similar incidents continued to occur across the United States. Although the banks targeted were spread out geographically, they shared a similar modus operandi. After analysis, the robber displayed several characteristics. 1. Primarily targeting banks in Pennsylvania. 2. Very short operation time, usually not exceeding 2 minutes. 3. Clear objectives. As long as the money is untouched. 4. He always wears loose long sleeves and pants, and dons a Halloween mask, bending over while walking. This made it impossible for the police to confirm his height and skin color. He completely hid all identifiable features and clues. His escape methods were also unusual. Most bank robberies involved multiple people and escapes by car due to carrying large amounts of cash. This was the most reasonable way to escape, usually allowing the police to find some leads through cars. However, he operated alone and did not use a car for his escapes. After committing the crimes, he vanished without leaving any clues. Over the next few decades, he robbed more than 50 banks with stolen amounts exceeding $2 million. At this point, the case escalated to the FBI, which began investigating it. As mentioned earlier, although he had perfect crime techniques and operated wildly for 28 years, over time, some leads were eventually left behind. In 2001, a few boys discovered his tools in a suburban forest near Philadelphia. This discovery was very surprising to the FBI. Through this lead, the FBI used deductive reasoning to draw up characteristics of the suspect. He was extremely intelligent with sufficient knowledge and cognitive abilities to achieve perfect crimes. From his escape routes, it was clear that he chose to flee through forests, which made it difficult to leave clues, indicating he had wilderness survival experience and a good understanding of outdoor terrain. His choice not to use a car for escapes suggested he operated alone without accomplices. Through these characteristics, the FBI narrowed down their suspects. Remembering his distinctive features while committing crimes, wearing a mask and walking hunched over, the analysis revealed that this gait resembled movements in karate. Therefore, they focused on highly educated individuals with wilderness survival experience and karate expertise. This significantly reduced the scope of investigation. The man who had committed perfect crimes for 28 years was named Carl Guglielmo. He was a genius who earned his PhD from the University of Pennsylvania, one of the world's top 10 universities, where professors were renowned figures. His ability to enter this university and earn a PhD through self-study indicated he was very intelligent. After high school, he joined the military for service, receiving tactical weapons and special forces survival training, which made wilderness survival easy for him. He also practiced karate and held a black belt rank. At 55 years old, he remained single and worked freelance with ample time to commit crimes, fitting FBI analysis perfectly. Initially, Carl denied his crimes, claiming he earned his living through talent, doing paid consulting projects that left him well off. Investigation confirmed this. For such highly educated and intelligent people, money was easily accessible. Logically, there seemed no motive for him to commit the crimes. The above analysis was only speculation, so they could convict him. When the FBI almost gave up, Carl made a surprising decision. He confessed to his crimes. This dramatic turn of events was due to a bank employee's testimony that since the robbery, panic prevented them from working in banks again. Though not a strong legal statement, it resonated deeply with Carl. The story became intriguing. What motivated this high IQ individual, who wasn't short on money, to commit crimes frequently over 28 years? During his university days, he majored in statistics, which heavily involved mathematics and other scientific knowledge, covering various fields of social and natural sciences. While studying statistics, he accidentally read an article about bank robbery. After reading it, he conceived the idea that using statistics could achieve perfect crime. He began researching past robberies and police investigation methods, organizing this information to find the best way to rob banks. His chosen targets were usually surrounded by forests, for quick hiding after robbing them. The timing was set on Friday evenings, when there were fewer people around. He didn't want to harm innocent civilians. He took every precautionary measure, hiding his tools in a forest to prevent police searches of his home. After meticulous planning, at 26 years old, he executed his first robbery. Everything went as planned, marking a perfect crime. He felt excited and proud about it. His definition of perfect crime was one that harmed no one and could not be solved by the police, leading him to commit crimes frequently thereafter, averaging 2 or more per year. Another reason for his criminal behavior stemmed from his childhood. Raised in poverty with frequent arguments over money, he first committed a crime at 15 years old when he attempted to steal from a store but was easily caught and sent to a juvenile detention center. There, the authorities told him that once you have a criminal record, you can never find decent work again. This statement deeply affected young Carl, who felt his future prospects were ruined. He seriously considered his life ahead, concluding he had no choice but to live in a world of crime. This warning might have been intended to deter him from further crimes. According to local laws, juvenile records are deleted at 21 years old. This statement changed his life. Had he known the truth, his exceptional intelligence could have led him to a perfect life. After confessing, this man who had terrified banks for 28 years was sentenced to 115 years in prison, effectively a life sentence. However, Carl used his extraordinary intellect again to turn things around, not by escaping but through deep reflection on his crimes and active rehabilitation. His legendary experiences and exceptional intelligence made him an invaluable talent in prison. He helped improve bank security vulnerabilities and provided free education to other inmates within the prison. Acting as a teacher there, his sincere attitude and positive behavior eventually led to a legal reduction of his sentence from 15 years to 17 years. In 2017, at age 69, Carl was released from prison. Sometimes an unintentional statement can cause significant psychological harm to someone else. No one chooses their birth environment or childhood experiences. He used his intelligence for crime in the first half of his life, and dedicated it to service in the second half. So, do you think he is a good person or a bad person? Share your thoughts in the comments section.